So in this video I want to talk about Rolex's new watch releases, the 2023 line of watches that they have. And I want to talk about their new releases and give my opinion on them. So I'm going to talk about the watches that are no longer around anymore. So number one is the Milgauss, which was sort of like the quirkiest watch that Rolex made. Its claim to fame is that it was a watch, a highly anti-magnetic watch. It was still very anti-magnetic, but a lot of other watches by other manufacturers were just, you know, becoming as anti-magnetic as the Milgauss. So it's almost, and a lot of the other watches that Rolex make are pretty much as anti-magnetic as the Milgauss. So it doesn't make the Milgauss as useful in their lineup. But anyway, so it's been discontinued. I'm not terribly surprised about that. It probably wasn't one of their best sellers, but it was definitely, I did really like the green crystal that it had, and the kind of like the quirky seconds hand with the lightning bolt. Another watch that was discontinued was the Cellini. So the Cellini sort of exists in a way, but they transitioned it, and they created a new watch called the 1908, which sort of takes its place. So it's a completely new watch. This is a 100% address watch. Most notable on this watch is the fact that it has a small seconds, and it has a see-through case back, which most Rolexes don't, so you can actually see the beautiful movement in the back of it, which I think is kind of cool. So if you're looking for a really nice dress watch, you can get it in yellow gold, white gold, and black or silver dials, it looks like. So it looks kind of cool. I guess the most exciting announcements was the new Daytona, which is slightly redesigned. It looks, I mean, I've been looking at pictures at it, and I really don't see much of a difference. I guess the Platinum one has a see-through case back as well, so you can see the movement in the back. But I don't, you know, they say they redesigned the case a little bit. I think it's a very subtle redesign, if I'm gonna be honest about it. But it's not like a watch that anybody can buy anyway, so, you know, there you go. Let's go right into one of the biggest announcements. Probably the announcement I'm most excited for is the new Explorer. That now comes in a 40mm size, which is I'm happy about, personally. Personally, I thought 36 was a little small. A lot of people say it's just big enough for most people, and it sort of like straddles the line between a good size for pretty much anybody, be it woman, man, whatever. But the good thing about it is you can still get the 36. You can get the 40 now, which I think is great, gives more options, and it comes in steel only for now. If I was buying an Explorer, that's the one I would buy, 100%. And because it would fit my wrist better than a 36, because I have a 7.25 inch wrist. So yeah, definitely excited for the new Explorer. I think it's a winner. So next is the GMT Master 2, which is all about two-tone or gold, yellow gold. They announced now you can get it in, obviously you can get it in steel and gold now. Before now, I guess it's steel and yellow gold that you can get it now. You could get it in rose gold. Steel and rose gold before, and now you can actually get it in a full yellow gold. Pretty blingy and pricey, and I think it's a pretty good option if you're looking for something that's not quite, something a little smaller than a Submariner, and with the added GMT function. I think it's a good choice. So next up we got the Sky Dweller. The Sky Dweller now comes in a steel with a steel and a green dial, kind of like almost like a minty green dial, which looks kind of cool. And you can also get it in full rose gold with a nice blue dial, which looks pretty cool, honestly. It's technically ever rose gold. Again, this is not another watch. This is another watch that pretty much nobody can get. I think wait lists are minimum 5 years for these things, if not longer. Most people will never get this watch, and but it is nice. If I had the money, this would probably be one of the first Rolexes that I buy. The Day Dates, the new Day Dates with some new dials. They have an orange dial, like a light, almost Tiffany-looking dial, and a nice green dial. I believe they have. I mean, I gotta hand it, these are really interesting-looking dials. If you're in the market for a watch like this, I think it's definitely an upgrade. It makes the watch a little more interesting than the normal Day Date. Obviously, this is way beyond my price range, but. So the dials are made of like stone, basically, and so they're all the dials are going to be unique. So in other words, every watch, like they say, every watch is one of a kind. So these new natural stone dials are about a $5,000 premium over the more normal, I guess, dials that they've always had. And so finally we have the new Oyster Perpetual release with the funky like polka dot dial. It's like Tiffany mixed with like a bunch of different colored polka dots. I don't know what they were smoking, but I think must have been some good stuff. But I think this is like the next like gray market, gonna sell for like 3 times more than the retail value watch that guess you had the Tiffany dial, which everybody went crazy for because of the Tiffany color fad that happened 2 or 3 years ago. And so yeah, I think this is definitely be a watch that everybody's going to want to buy to probably resell and flip. It's definitely interesting, I'll give it that. It's not something I would want to buy personally, and I would definitely never pay more than retail for something like that. Or any, pretty much any Rolex watch. My general rule is I would never pay over retail for any Rolex watch personally. So if it's in the cards for me to get one, it's going to have to be through proper channels. I mean, overall, I think the winners for Rolex, the ones that I like the most, obviously the Explorer, the new Explorer, and the titanium Yacht Master is pretty cool. I gotta admit, for me, it's got to be the Explorer. That's the one I would gravitate towards the most. The one that I could actually see buying one day. Kind of sucks about the Milgauss, but what are you gonna do? Feel free to leave any comments and tell me what you think about the new Rolex releases. Do you like them or do you not like them? Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.